For those of you who don't go on Twitter, there's a thing where there's diet gurus going out there saying you don't need to count your calories. You just need to eat by instinct. Whew. To get ready for this, I'm gonna need some tiger's piss smelling salt. Whoa, it's game time, baby. Let's talk. Boom. Boom. What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, tigerfitness.com. To count calories or not to count calories? That is the question. So, may I start with, there's levels to this ish. And I would just like to say that to continue to progress to the level that you want to progress to, sorry to say, but you're gonna have to count macros in some way, some fashion, so you can adjust down. The reason you need to adjust macros, you need to count macros, is how do you know? How do you know if you need to lower your macros, eat less food to lose weight? How do you do that if you don't know where you're at? If let's say I'm stuck at 200 pounds and I know I'm eating 2,000 calories. I know that if I cut out 200 calories, that I'm creating more of a deficit so I could continue to lose weight. And if that stick points hits again, I could decrease 50 calories and create a deficit. Or likewise, I can increase cardio and I create a deficit that way. Well, what about your body adapts to the calories, metabolic adaptation? Okay, it adapts. But that's why you have to kind of know what you're doing with dieting. That's why you hire a coach. There are things like diet breaks, and even diet breaks. There's a recent study out there that showed that diet breaks don't really do much, but there are other data, conflicting data, that shows that if you eat at maintenance or slightly above for about 5 to 7 days, it resets things like your ghrelin, like your leptin, like your thyroid. So there are a lot of ways to skin a cat, but there's one thing I know. There's one thing that it's not just a theory. It's not just a guess. It's not a hypothesis. It's a law, and it's called the Law of Thermodynamics. If you eat less than your body takes in, that your body needs. So basically, if I need 2,000 calories sustained, I'm eating 1,800 calories, then my body's gonna have to go to stored energy, AKA fat, to be able to provide that energy to sustain my body. And if you're fat, your body will have plenty of energy stores to get there. Now, with that said, most fat people, okay, and I mean that as an endearing term, fat is a term to describe someone who has too much damn fat on their body. It's someone who's either overweight or obese. I don't mean it as an insult. I don't. What I mean it as is you're fat. You're more likely to die than someone who's not fat. And you're also the main reason why they shut down society for about 2 years, because fat people were doing a lot of dying because your bodies are literally a walking comorbidity. Am I saying that to insult you? No, I'm saying that to save your life. Unfat yourself, and here's how you do it. Now, if you are like most fat people, you're fat, you're 40 to 50 pounds overweight, simply not eating as much processed junk, simply moving even just half of your food. I'm not saying give up the Dunkin' Donuts right away. I'm not saying give up the Mickey D's. I'm saying that instead of eating that crap, that processed crap for let's say 100% of the day or 100% of the time, you cut it down to 50%. So let's say that you eat 4 meals a day and you were eating 4 meals and you were stacking your favorites, your Wendy's, your KFC, your McDonald's, and your Pizza Hut. Okay, you're stacking them. Okay, keep your Pizza Hut and your KFC, but replace McDonald's and Wendy's with some chicken breast and some potatoes, or maybe even some home cook pot pie, something home cook, whole foods that your mama used to cook. Unless your mama didn't cook, then find a new mama. I don't know. At the end of the day, to lose that initial weight, if you are fat, if you are eating like a slob, if you are eating all processed fast food garbage, all you have to do is make some food changes, drink more water, stay hydrated. When I say stay hydrated, let's average it out to about a gallon of water a day. That seems to be the agreed upon. Obviously, it varies per activity and individual. Guarantee you take a fat person who drinks a gallon of Coke a day, you switch to a gallon of water and you cut. Honestly, for most of you fat people, simply cutting out your regular soda and sweet tea will do the trick for the first round of weight loss. But let's say you've done all that. And let's say that you're ready to take it to the next level, that you've hit a plateau. You can no longer lose weight. Look, man, you could do the whole, oh, I'm just eating by instinct. Dude, my instinct tells me to eat as much buttered popcorn and those oatmeal cream pies, oh, it just melts in your mouth, as possible. My instinct, the human instinct, is to eat tasty shit that gives you a lot of calories because our bodies were evolved to basically take in food for survival because you didn't know when you were going to eat next. So you're like, well, shit, I got this calorically dense oatmeal cream pie and I can eat 20 of these and it's going to sustain me for a week because it's going to make me fat. And it's got all that fat and carbs and oh, it tastes so good. And all these hormones and things are going off in the brain. Oh, it feels so good. And then we realize that we don't live in caveman times anymore. No longer am I dragging my wife around with a club in my left hand, my wife's hair in the right hand, dragging her like in those old cave drawings. Nah, man, we can't even get out of the fucking car to get our Starbucks. If you want to get results, you just have to measure your calories. You have to measure your macros. Now, there are two ways I do this. You can read more about my coaching at marclobliner.com. That's marclobliner.com, marclobliner.com. Also, there'll be a pop-up when you go there. Sign up for our free newsletter. marclobliner.com. Go there, sign up, send one. A lot of deals in there too. But anyway, check it out. So you go in and you have two options that I think are the best options. I'm not a calorie guy because I can fill calories with bullshit. I like macros. So there's one way to diet, which is macros. You fill your macros with mainly whole and healthy foods. If you have room left over at the end of the day, go ahead. Have that apple pie from McDonald's. Have that buttered popcorn. You got to measure it though. That's the macro way of dieting. Macro, you get three numbers: carb, protein, fat, you're done. The other way is diabetic exchange. I popularized this with Chuck Rudolph and Derek Charleboy in a book called The Game Over Cut Diet, written and published in 2004. Okay, so we have that method that I still use. Those are my favorite two methods. I personally use the diabetic exchange most of the time, but when getting ready for a show, since Jose Raymond helps me out, we do macros. But macros for Jose Raymond, because Jose is old. I believe he competed in 10 Mr. Olympias and he's been retired for a while. He's even older than me. He likes macros to come from things like chicken and rice. Jose doesn't play with that fit your macros with oatmeal cream pies, but you know what? That's why we win. So at the end of the day, because like if you're getting serious, you got to do serious shit. I believe suffering, even if it's just mental, you have to feel the pain. I like the pain. And honestly, like if you put sugar-free barbecue sauce on chicken and rice, it's really good. So at the end of the day, man, I think it's a fucking grift. It's easy to buy a diet program from someone who says you don't need a diet. Just like those old 8-minute abs and all that stuff. Look, man, nothing in life worth having comes easy. And if you want to get results, you have to measure your macros. You have to have some form of measurement and portion control, whether it's diabetic exchange. For more information on that, go ahead and see marclobliner.com. Or just ask me. I have plenty of videos on it. Or, you need to measure your macros. And then you need to adjust them as you go. Eating instinctively isn't going to fucking work for 99% of the population. To get to a level you want to get at, if you want to just eat by instinct, yeah, for most people who don't have great genetics, that'll get you to a point of being just a little fat. And if you're cool with being just a little fat, that's great. But if you want to look good, not even have abs, but have flat stomach and have, toned and defined, not shredded legs, and have toned arms, you can actually see a little cut right here. You just have to fucking measure your macros, unless you're a genetic elite. Look, there are those guys out there who can eat McDonald's, do push-ups once a week, and look phenomenal. Chances are, since you're watching this video, you're not one of them. So stop trying to be that guy because you're not that fucking guy. Stop listening to the guy who has fucking superior genetics, who's telling you here's how he does it, you can do it too. Chances are you're not that fucking guy. I've trained over 10,000 fucking athletes, and you're not gonna look like that fucking guy. You're not gonna look like me. You can take all the fucking steroids in the world, and most likely, unless you have great genetics like I do. Look, man, my nephew's playing D1 baseball. My brother's a natural pro bodybuilder, and we suck compared to the elite. Like, yeah, okay, my nephew's elite. He's fucking great. But my brother and I are mediocre, but we just outworked and we had great genetics. But we don't have awesome genetics or fucking elite genetics. You're not that guy. I'm not that guy. I need to measure my macros to get to that level. And you know what? If I ate instinctively, I've been doing this a lot. But look, dude, I weighed 290 pounds in high school. I ate instinctively. You know what instinctively was to me? A 5x5 from In-N-Out every fucking day. That's instinctively, because In-N-Out is fucking amazing. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. Tigers piss in our smelling salts, available at tigerfitness.com. And if you want to control your appetite, if you're having trouble keeping your macros low, look up Ambrosia No Morbidity. Ambrosia No Morbidity. I'll link it down below, tigerfitness.com. Thank you guys for watching. Love you. Love you, love you, love you. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell, and sign up for my newsletter, Marc, Lobliner.com. That's Marc, Lobliner.com. That's not a game.
I used to have to go through dozens of bottles of vitamins, of supplements, just to get what I need. Look, I'm busy. I'm running multiple businesses. I'm coaching. I'm a professional bodybuilder getting ready for my first pro show. I don't have time to sit there and do all that. I gotta go. I'm on the go all the time. That is why I created MTS Nutrition Immortal. Here's how they look. This replaces dozens of bottles of supplements. So let me tell you exactly what this has. It has probiotics, greens, liver detox, joint support, cardiovascular support, and the most complete multivitamin, multi-mineral supplement ever created. If you have a busy life or you simply want more time to do the things you love and be able to travel by just taking one simple little pack with you, Immortal's for you.